Hello, and in this video we're going to continue to work on our website and we're going to be adding some cool triangles, so geometrical figures. First of all, we can run our app by running npm run dev in our terminal and go into the localhost. Next, what we'll do is create the actual triangles. You can create them wherever you like as they are absolute elements. So if you want, you can create them in your welcome section, in your app.jsx, in navbar. You shouldn't do it in sidebar, but essentially it doesn't matter where because they're absolute elements and they don't interact with other elements. So let's begin. We can say div, class name, it's going to be absolute, and let's give it some positioning. Top dash 620 pixels, left dash 1/2, transform, translate dash x dash 1/2, and let's add a minus over here. And here we can say div and make it a self-closing div. If you're planning to put some text in the triangle, you can make it a normal div and put some text inside of it. I am not. I am going to simply make triangles for aesthetic purposes. So next we can go into here and say class name h-0 w-0. So the actual shape will have no height and no width. But there are going to be borders for the shape, which are actually going to define the triangle. So we can say border dash L dash 200 pixels. Border dash L means border dash left. Border dash B dash 80 pixels. This is the height of the triangle. Border dash R dash also 200 pixels. We're going to make the triangle have the same left and right. Next, we can say border dash L dash transparent, border dash R dash transparent, border dash B dash green dash 500. Here we define the color of the triangle. So now we have this triangle. We've made it positioned in the center with this. If we want to change the size of it, first of all, the left border can be changed over here. So say 100 pixels, and this will become smaller. We can change it back. The right border can be over here. So if we want to make it bigger, for example, 300 pixels, as you can see, this will be longer. Height, if we change the height, you'll have to adjust this positioning because it moves it down. So now we'll have to make this, for example, 580 pixels for it to actually fit. Now let's add some more triangles. We can copy this and remove this positioning. Instead, what we're going to do is say style. So using normal CSS, not Tailwind. Tailwind will not let us do that. It will not let us work with exact percentages, which is exactly what we want. And we can say left 20%. And we have the exact same triangle, but it is 20% from the left of the screen. We can also add some opacity. For example, opacity dash 70. This will make it partially transparent. So opacity dash 100 is this. So this figure has opacity of 100. Opacity dash 0 means fully transparent. So you understand how this works. Next, what we can do is add the same kind of triangle, but make it right 20%. So exactly the same figure, but from the other side of the screen. And what we could do is add another one of these and make it taller. So say 160 pixels. But as you can see, the positioning is not very good. So For this, we can make this 10%. And as we increase this by 80 pixels, we will need to decrease this also by 80 pixels. So we can say 540 pixels, I believe. And yes, now we have this figure. We can copy this and change it to the right. So now right, to make it everything symmetrical. So yeah, now we have this cool pattern. If you want an upside down triangle, which we sometimes do want, I did have an upside down triangle in my previous video, what we can do is simply change border L to border T. So for example, we copy this one, put it over here, we simply have another one under this, and we change border B over here to border T, and the color as well. Now we have this upside down triangle. We can move it by, let's say, 80 pixels, 700 pixels, like this, and now it's directly under this triangle. We can make its width bigger, so say 400 maybe, like this. And a cool trick I found is adding a second triangle, just like this one, but make it slightly taller and give it a lot of opacity. So, for example, we can make it 90 pixels and give it an opacity -50 for now. And as you can see, we have the small triangle above it, which makes it look better. It is usually best to add these things on the top as they're more visible. So, for example, we add this triangle and give it an opacity of 50. Opacity -50. And make this 90 pixels. But for some reason we can't actually see it because, well, I guess the background is not allowing us to see this small opacity. But as you can see, this is quite a cool trick that you should know. So yeah, this was the end of the video. In future videos, we'll work with more geometrical figures and continue working on the website.